Welcome to Movement Monday, and today we're talking about the cervical spine, or the bones in your neck. Your cervical spine has 3 planes of movement available to it, although we rarely use the full extent of these in our daily lives. So in our sagittal or side-on plane, we have flexion of the spine, which is where the head would be coming forward or down, and you're opening all the bones on the back of the neck. And then you have extension of the spine. This is where the head would be looking up towards the ceiling and you're opening all the bones on the front of the neck. In our frontal or front-on plane, we have lateral flexion, which is side bending, which means that all of the joints open on one side and close on the other, and then vice versa. And then we have our transverse plane, which is our rotational plane. So either the head or the rib cage or both are moving to the left or right in order to rotate that cervical spine or neck, and each vertebrae has a certain amount of movement available to it. For our side-on and front-on planes, it is actually possible to do these movements in 2 ways. What we call on-axis, where the head is staying stacked over the rib cage and the shoulders, or off-axis, where it's going to either be moving to the side or front and back away off a certain axis. Today we want to focus on doing these movements on the axis, so keeping our head stacked above our rib cage. For your sagittal or side-on plane, that's going to look like keeping the ear above the shoulder while you send the crown of your head to the ceiling, or you send your chin towards the ceiling. And we're being careful here not to bring the head forward or let it tip backwards. We're just staying on axis, up and down. Front on, to encourage movement in this cervical spine or neck, you're going to think of a straight line between your nose and your sternum or your breastbone or down the middle of your body. And again, you're going to stay on axis. So you're literally just going to pop an ear towards a shoulder in a very slow, controlled way, as if your head was a steering wheel. So the center of the steering wheel is staying attached to the dashboard, and it is just the wheel that's being turned. So you're not bringing your head off to one side when you do this. And in your transverse plane or your rotational plane, this is as simple as looking over one shoulder. So you're going to look round one way, slowly and gently, and then the other way. Just being careful that as you do it, again, you're not bringing your head forward or tipping your chin down or sort of letting an ear collapse towards a shoulder. It's just literally drawing a line round on a horizon and then drawing it round the other way with the eye line. So those are the movements of our cervical spine or our neck bones, our vertebrae, in the 3 different planes of movement. Trying to access these different movements will really help open and close the joints on each side, giving you optimal movement in your body, and it can help align the head back over the body as well. But I'll cover that on another episode. But that was Movement Monday for this week. Be sure to follow along, subscribe, and look out for next week's Movement Monday.